Well, good morning, everyone. Carrie from Texas. How are you on this beautiful April 2nd? Today is a big day, and it's going to be very, very interesting in our country what we see today happening with the tariffs that are going to be imposed. And I don't know. I'm anxiously optimistic. I very much like the fact that other countries who have been taking advantage of us all these years are finally going to be made to pay the piper, and finally some equality. But anyways, it's going to be a big day. Starting with my Fix and Glow. I love that product. I am doing full face today of Milani. Full face. Well, with a couple of exceptions. I cannot use the powder. There's a ingredient in the powder that I cannot use on my skin. It's too sensitive. So I can't use the finishing powder or the loose powder. So I'm going to do what I normally do. But we're using lipstick, we're using concealer, we are using mascara, and we are using eyebrow pencil, and we are using this unbelievably beautiful palette that I found. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous coppery colors that was requested, thus the reason for this pattern. And this is stunning. Look at these colors. Milani. So, lipstick, mascara, concealer, eyebrow pencil. So let's get with the pencil first and shape out the brows. And then we will come back in with my Adele powder. And then we will put on some wax. Now, I could not find the wax that I was hoping to find from Milani, so we're gonna have to just use what I have in my collection. It was sold out, so it must be pretty popular. So if you're looking for potentially a new wax for your brows, check out the Milani one. When I asked about it, the attendant at my drugstore told me that they're having a hard time keeping Milani products in stock. I don't find them particularly inexpensive. I think that they are sort of one of the discount products that are on the top end as far as pricing, but you know, all things considered, when you compare them to products like Dior, Fenty, Laura Mercier, Laura Geller, there could be a lot more expensive. So, but I did find yesterday when I was looking for the products that I needed that I was kind of surprised at the price, to be quite honest with you. Everything in the Milani collection is going to start at least $10. You're not going to find anything under that. And I kind of found that to be a little excessive for a drugstore brand, but all things considered, I don't know that we're going to be able to find anything below that for a while yet. So grab your drink. The big winner is Milani, and we're doing coppery colors as per your request, many of you. So grab a drink and let's sit back and let's get this morning together here. I am going to put a little bit of under eye corrector on to correct some discoloration under the eye. I'm using my professional makeup, this one that you can get from Amazon, and I'm using the nude color today. And we are putting that underneath the eye to get some color correction there. Same for over here. I put a request out yesterday on my other social media channels, so I thought I would ask you guys too. My husband and I are really looking for a fall trip back east somewhere for the changing of the colors. So this would be very late October is when we are trying to go, sort of the end of that season. If any of you can recommend, and we do want to do it by train, obviously we'll fly to wherever and then do a portion of the trip by train, and then of course fly home. So if any of you have any suggestions or recommendations, please share it with me. We have been wanting to do this for quite some time, and we're going to try to do it this year if at all possible. I am putting on my maquillage primer. This is this beautiful product that helps to fill in fine lines and wrinkles. And as you can see, I am using it in connection with my under eye corrector. And it definitely does deliver on what it says it's going to do. In the makeup world, when you actually find a product that delivers on their marketing, I think it's a remarkable thing. So many of them claim to do all these things, and then when you buy them and you invest the money and you get them on, you realize, they really don't deliver on what they promised. This one does by a long way. It says it's going to help fill in and even out your complexion and eliminate those lines, and it does for sure. Tell you where I'm seeing a big change. I'm seeing big changes here in these lines where I've lost so much fat from my face because of my weight loss. And then up here, I'm seeing drastic improvement in my frown line right here. And then absolutely at the corner and under my eyes, massive change. So it is nice to buy a product, and I did wait. I did do quite a bit of investigation with this product. I really wanted to watch several influencers talk about this product and how well they found the product before I made the investment to buy it. Because El Maquillage as a brand is not an inexpensive brand. So, but I also waited until I had a coupon and it went on sale. What I would tell you too, if you're looking for really good sales pricing, go to Amazon, go to TikTok Shop. Because in my opinion, they're actually beating Amazon with their pricing, and that's pretty amazing if you ask me. As you can tell, I got a little bit of a trim yesterday. It's just way too hot. I don't know about you guys, but when I get hair around the back of my neck, especially as it starts to get hot, everything gets really uncomfortable, and I hate that feeling. So, all right, so we've got under eye corrector on, we've got our Fix and Glow, our prep product. We have eyebrows done, and we've got El Maquillage primer on. Now we're gonna go to this Milani concealer. It is called Concealer Perfect Long Wear Concealer. This one is in Ivory Neutral, and it comes in this. This was $10.99 at CVS. So we'll see. I think I'm just going to use this like I have been using with my other concealers. We're just going to get it on right under here. Oops. And we're going to get it on over here. And then we're going to come down here like this. And here like this. Cross here. And then up here. The powder and the foundation, I cannot use those products, realizing when I was looking at them yesterday. So we're going to use this as our foundation today, and let's just see how we go with it. All right, let's see how I got all of that on. Pretty good. Yep. Okay. So let's go up here and let's start up on here. Work down the nose, across the forehead. Down through the temple. I do let the under the eye go to the last. I want my body to really warm that up before I start messing with that area. I really want it supple, and the way for me to do that works for me is to let my natural body heat work on that, and then I will come in at the last and work on the eye area. And we're gonna just go up, and we're gonna sort of stipple it all in. This is an anise brush that I'm using. When I bought them a couple of years ago, I bought them in the set of 4. You can buy the full set of this product, but I found it to be really expensive, and I decided not to buy the whole thing. I have so many other brushes that I just sort of felt like it was wasting a bunch of money. So I do love these brushes. Maybe when I am ready to buy a full set, I might go ahead and buy their full set, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get there, right? Because, I mean, if you think about how much you're actually using, for example, your eyebrow brushes, I mean, how much are you really using them, and do you really need to replace them? Okay, I'm kind of liking that. That looks really good. I am really liking the way that looks. I like the color. It's a good match. It's not quite as moisturizing as some of my other concealers, like, for example, Joa. This one is definitely not, doesn't have nearly as much moisturizing properties as that one does. But overall, it's doing the trick. It is definitely giving me a nice uniform complexion. It is, I wouldn't say I'm wowed by it. I unlocked it, babe. I wouldn't say that I'm wowed by it, but I wouldn't say that I'm not, that I would never get it again. It's just not one that I would put on my have to have list. I hope that makes sense. When it comes to concealer, and actually finding this is a brand new bottle, there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot in the bottle. Really kind of seems to be a little dry. But, you know, you never know with buying it at the drugstore how long it's been sitting on the shelf, right? Now, according to what I was told yesterday, the Milani products have a tendency to sell pretty quickly, but I'm not so sure about that, because this definitely does not have the moisturizing properties that I like in a concealer. Color is good, it blends well, but for 62-year-old skin, it's not as moisturizing as I would like it. But it does a nice job. It blends really well. It's a pretty color. Just gonna make sure I got it all blended in here. Using my big Ananice foundation brush, going down onto the neck. All right. Very pretty. Let me get my glasses on so I can get a really good look at how it looks. Oh, nice. Yeah, very nice. Really beautiful. It's a good, definitely a good match. I am liking the brow product. Pretty impressed with that. I like the color. It's in blonde. And it's just a pencil. They did not have any of the wax, like I said, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my my Benefit Bang wax. And this product I definitely get from Macy's because I can buy this on my points system, and the entire four-step product, oh, excuse me, runs about $45, so that's pretty expensive for brow product. So that's why for that one, I try to buy it when it goes on sale and I have a coupon. All right, let's just let that kind of all sit. Looks really nice. Oh goodness, I am loving this palette. Look at these beautiful colors. This one right here is absolutely stunning. This is a great neutral product palette to start with. This is a beautiful shimmer. This is a shimmer, and these three are mattes. And it definitely goes into that coppery, gorgeous color. I think we're going to use a combination actually once I get there. So let's start now and let's get our loose finishing powder on. This is my Laura Mercier finishing powder, loose powder, sorry, in the pink. If you're new to my channel, I'll talk just a little bit about how I work my powder. This is a loose powder, and it comes in, obviously, a packaging from the manufacturer. And what I try to do is when that product comes in, I try to find a similar size product to what it arrives in, okay? This is sort of similar size product, similar sized packaging, right? the actual container. So I try to find something in my containers that is close to the size. I take the product that comes from the manufacturer and I split it. And I take half of it out and I put it in my own packaging. So you're going to have two separate containers of approximately the same amount of powder. I then, on top of that powder, I add my own loose white powder. And really you can use any powder you want. I just use a approved baby powder, and I fill the container up full. So half of it goes in here, and then on top of it, I put powder up to here, and I mix it really well. And why I do that is for two reasons. It gives me more powder, so I'm doubling the volume of powder that I have. And I'm also lightening the pink. It comes in a very, very pink color, which is a little too much for me. So I'm cutting the intensity of the powder color in half. So I get double the amount of product, and I'm changing the pink to a much softer, not quite so bright pinky pink, which for me works better. Okay, let's see how that all went on over. Oh yeah, went on really nice. Complexion looks really nice. That concealer's doing a really good job. Like I said, my only main complaint is that it is not as moisturizing as I would like it for my age skin. But overall, I'm liking it. Okay, so let's get into this beautiful color palette here. Let's start with the neutral color. It's just sort of the tanny color. And we're going to put that all over the lid and up into underneath the bone. And we're just sort of using that as our base, if you will. Just getting it on the lid and up on the top. Taking it all the way up underneath the brow. Very nice, just sort of as a blending point. Now, I'm going to use the shimmery copper color. And we're going to put that, oh my goodness, how gorgeous is this? This is stunning. Look at that. Putting that on the lid and up through the transitional area, up onto the bone. Oh, gorgeous. This is the shimmer copper in here. I'll show you the colors once I get it on and finished. Putting that on the lid and up through transition, up onto the big bone. This is a stunning color. Very complementary with brown eyes for sure. Gorgeous, actually. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, we're going to take a smaller brush and we're going to go to the color right next to it, which is the matte version of that color. And we are going to put that down on the bottom lash line. Sorry, struggling a little bit today with my arms. Gorgeous, actually. That really is beautiful. Now I'm going to go to the darker color, and we're going to do the top half. And we're outlining the top. Yep. Oh, it's too hard. Sorry, I have to switch arms. Beautiful. Going to take that same dark color, and we're going to do a little hook right here, just on the outer edge. What we're doing is we're getting a little bit of definition on the outer section of the eye, and we are blending the top and the bottom lines together, making sort of a little hook right there. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at those colors are spectacular. Okay, now what I want to do, first of all, let me show you. Here's what we've done so far. We've used this color on the lid. This is this beautiful shimmer. I've then come in and I've used the one right next to it right here in transition. And then I've used this darker one on the end for the outer edge and the across the top, okay? The one that I used in transition, I also used on the bottom section of my eyelash. Now we're gonna come in, and then I use the tan everywhere to prepare the lid. Now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna pick up this really pretty goldy color, and we're gonna put it right here, right on that inner third, right here, to give it a sort of a pop in color, and then up underneath the brow. Right here, again in the inner third, and then up under the brow. Right here, give it a pop of color, a pop of brightness, and then underneath. And underneath. Spectacular. Let me look here. Oh, wow. Very pretty. Gorgeous colors, actually. Now, I do have some fallout, so we've got to work on some fallout. So let me grab my Revlon finishing powder and my rectangular brush, and we're going to pick up that powder, and we're going to come under here, and we're going to sweep away that fallout that we got. Whenever you're using browns, well, really any color, but in particular browns, blacks, grays, and blues, I think is where you get the majority of your really heavy fallout. So I just like to tap it in there and then sweep away. Make sure that we don't have any of those darker colors. All right, let's see how this looks. Yep, I got it all. I'm gonna get another brush. Make sure that it's clean. And we're just gonna pick up a little bit more of that and add a little color under here, just to sort of brighten up underneath my eye and towards my nose. Don't want any dark shadowing here. When you get dark shadowing there, it makes your eyes sink. You want your eyes to stand up and be noticed. And one way to do that is to make sure that you don't get any shadowing here towards your eye. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. Now, I did not get a blush because I didn't have any blush. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use my go-to, which is my, oh, actually, what am I talking about? It is Milani. This is my Milani blush. What am I talking about, Carrie? No wonder I didn't buy the blush. I already had it. Oh, sorry, my brain is not completely functioning. This is their new blush that launched in October of last year. I think it was October. It is their baked blush, and this color is Dolce. It does come in several different combinations of colors. There is a very peachy peach, which would look good with this if you can wear peach colored blushes. Even though I am blonde, the peach colored blushes I don't like the way they look on my skin color. And I'm not sure what it is, but there's just something about the peach blushes that I don't like the way they look on my skin. Probably because naturally I have a lot of pink undertones in my skin, so I think they just sort of clash a little bit. Okay, so now we've got that on. We've got all of our eyeshadows on. Let's get some lipstick on. And this is a Milani lipstick, and it is called Passion number 440. It's a beautiful color. It is what I would call a matte. Which I don't generally just wear matte colors. I like to have some metallic-y properties to the lipstick, but in this case I really did just want to do a matte because of the glittery kinds of other colors that are going on, and it is very beautiful. Very beautiful, actually. You could get away, I would get away with continuing to use this by adding one of my glosses on the, once I get it on, and yeah, that's really pretty. It's a gorgeous color combination, actually, between this eyeshadow. And by the way, this eyeshadow is called Gilded Mini. 130 Champagne Problems. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's their address. I don't know. But it is called Gilded Mini. And it is definitely stunning. Beautiful, beautiful colors. If you like to wear coppery, browny colors, then you are going to love, 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 love this product. Okay, I'm going to just keep those out, and then we'll do a final review on those once I get my mascara on. Now, you guys know I'm very, very particular about my mascara. I don't really ever use anything but my L'Oreal Panorama, but I wanted to do as much full face as I can do here. So I am using highly rated mascara Milani in black, of course. And this is the packaging that it comes in. This actually was $13, so sort of on the high end. And then I also got a new Milani curler. I needed a new one, so I thought, well, while I'm here, let's just get one of theirs and see how it does. And it definitely grabs the lashes. Wow. Definitely grabs the lashes. Yes. Definitely grabs the lashes. It is definitely an easy glide on, easy glide off, and boy, does it grab the lashes. Wow. Milani eyelash curler, and it did come with 2 extra sponges. So let's get this mascara going here. Let's get it really loaded. And let's look at the wand first of all. It is a nice wand. Good teeth. Very hard, which is great. First 2 good steps. We will see, and I will let you know tomorrow how well it comes off. Because, you know, that's one of the big things for me. It's got to come off easy. I don't want to be struggling to get my mascara off. When you struggle with your mascara to get it off, that's when you pull lashes out. And I don't want that. I want it to come off, and I want it to come off easily with just water. Or if you use a towelette, makeup remover towelette, I want it to just come off very seamlessly. This is a great brush, by the way. The wand is really nice. Definitely grabs each lash. Coats really well. Very hard, inflexible, which is what my preference is for a wand. Starting down at the bottom like I normally do with my application, I really want to grab that curl and lock it into place with the formula for the mascara. Mascara can be, you know, hairspray for your lashes. So you really want to try to use it to grab that curl and lock it into place. And this curler did a phenomenal job. Really impressed with the curler. I don't, sort of struggling to see the lashes, so I think this is a product that you're going to have to probably do 2 to 3 coats, which for me right now, that's really hard because I struggle to get 1 coat on with my arm the way it is, but I definitely can see the lashes. They're just not quite as thick as I would like for a first application, but I definitely do like the wand. And the application on the bottom is really nice. So I'm liking that. I did make a little bit of a mistake here, so I want to catch it before it gets dry. I am liking the color. The black is really nice. I wish it was a little bit more intense, the coverage that I'm getting. But we're going to continue to work with it and just see if we can build this up. Definitely is a great brush. It definitely combs the lashes out so you can get as much volume as you can build. Putting on a second coat. Let's see, how does, oh, my arm. It's nice. I can definitely see them. I'm gonna wait and let that dry, and then I'm gonna come back in, I'm gonna put another coat on, because I definitely feel like this is not enough, these two coats. So I'm gonna let that dry completely before I come back in with another pass on the mascara. It is a nice mascara. I do like the wand. I like the color. It just doesn't give me the wow in my lashes that I get from the Milani. But overall, yes, it's a nice mascara. It goes on really well. It definitely combs the lashes out, which is good, so you can build more volume with more coats. So let's talk about it. The concealer, the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect, it is okay. It's not a product I would buy again because it doesn't give me enough moisture. However, you could use this, more of this, in combination with your under eye moisturizer, and I think you would get the same look that I'm looking for. It doesn't on its own have enough moisture for my age skin, so I would definitely have to use this with an under eye moisturizer. This one is called Ivory, and the number is 110. I think this was $12. The lipstick, I love the lipstick. It's a great color. It's a sort of a burnt orangey color. Great for wearing copper colors like this, especially, you know, down into the fall. You could also wear this. I think this would pick up red tones. If you had on red clothing, I think this would pick up some of the red tones that are in this. Again, this is $4.40. It is Passion. This was actually $15 at the store. So a little much, but if you like the formula, which it's very moisturizing, the only thing that I would like that it doesn't have is it doesn't have any dimensions. It's a flat matte. So for me, I'm going to probably come back through and cover it with one of my L'Oreal colors that has a little bit of flaking in it. I like that metallic-y kind of look instead of a flat matte look. But it's beautiful. Lots of coverage. Feels really good on the lips. It definitely moisturizes the lips. So that one, maybe, if I could add what I need to get that sparkly effect to it, yeah, I would probably buy it again. It's a really stunning color. This is a go-getter. I absolutely love this palette. Absolutely love this palette. It's so versatile. You could do all golds, you could do all browns, you could do all coppers. You could go very, very dramatic with this very, very easily. Milani eyeshadows are beautiful. I do love the formula. It's very, very creamy. It is very easy to blend. The tones are spectacular. This is definitely a buy. And I think this one was $12 or $13. This is a beautiful product. I would definitely get this one again. The mascara, I don't know yet. I want to see if I can build it up a little bit more after my arm rests and see if I can get the intense look that I would normally get with my Panorama. This was the most expensive product. I like the wand, I like the color, I like the formula, but I'm just not sure that it gives me the volume and the finished look that I like that I get with the L'Oreal. But a maybe, a definitely a maybe, and it's in black. And it is called Highly Rated Mascara. And this is what it looks like. So a maybe. This is definitely a yes. This is a great eyelash curler from Milani. $9, I think this was. So yes, and it comes with 2 extra sponges. So that's definitely a good buy. So overall, there we go. Milani was the winner. Coppery colors were the color of choice. So you guys tell me, what do you think? Do you like? I would give it a B. I like it. I like the color combination of it. It looks great with my brown eyes. The only thing that might improve the look is if you could wear a darker, more mauve-y color blush. That would give you a much more dramatic look. But for me, being so blonde, that can kind of scare people off, like, you know. So I like this blush because it's dimensional. It's got some highlights in it too, just like I like in the lips. So it's a good, you know, it's a good brand. Milani is a great brand. Lots of good winners, and it's a really good discount brand. Not so discounted much anymore. I do think the pricing has gone up. Hopefully we'll start to see all of that come back down. I don't feel like this is worth $15. I'll just tell you that. This definitely was worth the price. This was definitely worth the price. This was not, and this was. So there you go. Milani, the winner today. Copper colors. Thank you so much for participating in this. This was fun. The runner-up was e.l.f., and so I will do an all e.l.f. look. I'm gonna have to check on the color. I think it was green or blue. So I will do the runner-up in the next few days. Once I can verify, I need to go back and recalculate the color requests. Give me some feedback real quick on this one, blue or green. I think it was green, but I want to make sure that I get that color correctly that you guys requested. And thank you so very much for joining me on this Wednesday morning. We're hump day, April the 2nd. It is a pretty nice day today here. I hope wherever you are, it is a spectacular day and that you get out there and you hit a grand slam. Knock 'em dead today. Be ready. 10 seconds is all you get for that first impression. And devote time every day to putting yourself together. You are worth it. You want to put your best foot forward at all times because you never know. You never know who's going to come along. And you get one attempt at a 10-second first impression. Don't waste it because it could change your life forever. Believe in yourself and all things are possible. Faith, hard work, love, and dedication. The sky's the limit. And dream as big as you can dream. Right? Shoot for the moon and the stars and the galaxy. You deserve it. Why not? Doesn't matter how old you are either. Just go for it. And thanks for being part of this community. Please like and subscribe if you would. Let me know if you're new here so I can reach out to you and say hello. Thank you for joining. And as always, your comments are the joy of my day. It's the first thing I do every day, and it brings me such happiness. So thank you so much for being part of our small but growing community. Let me hear from you. Let me know what you think about this coppery, full face, almost, of Milani. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Be safe.